Hi, I'm Manda McKay. I'm a professional artist and I'm going to be giving you some creativity tips to help you become more creative. Whether you're an artist or an aspiring artist or even just a creative hobbyist, I'm going to be giving you just one simple tip per video, and these will help you enhance your creativity. So today I'm going to be talking about what I call the myth of chaos. And this is the stereotype of the artist where the artist has to live a certain lifestyle in order to be creative and productive as an artist. And you probably know what I'm talking about. This stereotypical artist lives in a big mess, just a big cluttered mess, doesn't have any kind of a structured routine, just stays up all night, sleeps all day, just whatever, probably lives on junk food and beer, that kind of thing. So I am here to tell you that these things will all decrease your creativity, and you want to avoid this chaos as much as possible. And I do know some artists, and they're even pretty good artists, that have actually bought into this myth and have, whether consciously or subconsciously, are living this sort of a lifestyle thinking that this is going to help them when really it's doing the opposite. So I'm just going to talk about one aspect of this today, and that's the visual clutter. Now, for most of us, I think having clutter in our homes is a real problem. And that certainly is a problem for me. A long time ago, I was on top of this sort of thing, but at this point in my life, I've just got too much stuff. So what I'm going to talk about specifically, since for me, having my entire house decluttered is just out of the question right now, I'm just going to talk about where it's going to impact your creativity. And that's any kind of clutter that you have in your creative space. Now, what do I mean by creative space? Oh, this would be the place where you're actually coming up with ideas, generating ideas. And this might be separate from where you actually work on your art. Now, for me, I'm predominantly an oil painter. But when I sit down to paint, I have a reference photo that I've already taken, and there's not really a lot of creativity at this point. I'm just basically putting my vision onto canvas. The time where I'm creative is when I'm coming up with the ideas of what I'm going to paint in the first place. So where is it that I come up with these ideas? Well, it can happen anywhere, but for me, a place where I'm consistently creative is actually sitting on the couch in the living room in the evenings, often watching TV, just or listening to a record, but something where I'm not really necessarily paying close attention. It's just in the background. But I'm definitely sitting on the couch facing into the living room. And it's anything that I would see as I'm sitting on the couch facing into the living room is what I would want to try to declutter. Not the whole house, just anything that's directly in my line of sight. So for me, if I'm talking about sitting on the couch in the living room, and maybe I have a spare room to put extra stuff that I can see when I'm sitting there, probably not. So in my case, at the very least, I can put some of the stuff behind me. If it's behind the couch and I can't see it, it's in the kitchen, it's still in my house, cluttering up my house, but at least it's not going to be interfering with me generating ideas of what I'm going to paint next, because it's not going to be overwhelmingly visually. Now, an exception might be if you happen to have items that you truly find inspiring from a creative standpoint. That might be helpful to have around, but if you're like me, you've probably just got a bunch of stuff and it's not really, well, who knows who it's doing any good, but it's definitely not helping you become more creative. So at the very least, you want to try to move it out of your line of sight. Now, if you're unable to actually move it behind you to another room, you still have to, for whatever reason, have it sitting there in front of you, then you want to try to at least consolidate items, and it doesn't have to be like with like. Just get a box, and it can be a pretty box or a pretty basket for organizing your house. For me at this point, unfortunately, it's just a plain cardboard box, but just put all these items into one box and then you're only looking at one thing instead of 10 different things. And that will make a difference. You can also cover something up with some kind of a drape or a blanket. That will help. If you can have something with right angles and a flat surface, which would be the box, that's actually even better. Believe it or not, this is going to make a big difference in whether or not you're going to be able to come up with creative ideas, because it will keep you from being visually overwhelmed. And you'd be surprised at how much of a damper that is going to put on your creativity. So give it a try. First, figure out where's a place that you tend to come up with ideas, or just being most creative, where you feel like you want to do your creative thinking. And if you don't have a place, just come up with something for now, something relatively quiet. And just try to declutter whatever it is that you're actually going to be looking at. Not the whole house, not even the whole room, just whatever is there literally right in front of you. And I think you will be very pleasantly surprised about how much this is actually going to help you be able to relax and focus and come up with some good creative ideas. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. Again, my name is Manda McKay, and I'm here to help you become a more creative person. Thank you for watching.